welcome back to the real world boat repair channel where we all get to be comfortable. Well, maybe not so much. But anyway, today we're doing multiple fuel filters, so I think this is a new video. The regular Raycor filter was another video. This is a Westerbeke diesel. The 2 and 3 cylinder diesels are basically the same, just one. Ready for this one? Has 2, one has 3. Outside of that, they're basically the same. And they have the same fuel on the engine fuel filter. So what we're doing in this video, it's unbelievably simple, but it's still nice to see somebody else do it before you have to do it. It's a canister, it's got a ring. It's going to be hard to see, but we're just going to release that ring. The whole canister will drop out. There's a cartridge filter that we pull out and throw away. A couple of O-rings that have to go back in the right place, so just keep track of where your O-rings come out from. Put them back where they were before. Fill it up with fresh fuel and put it back on, and the little retainer ring gets tightened. And then off you go. So it's actually pretty simple, but the first time you do it, it's kind of nice to have seen somebody else do it. So we're throwing in a quick video on it. Alright, so the ring is up here. We're just loosening this ring. Getting that puppy turning. There we go. And then the rest we can do by hand. One of the great things about working on boats is that you never have any room. And we shouldn't get a lot of leakage out of here, but we will always get some. And so we have our paper towel down there to help us with what's going to drip. We're gonna let that drip a little bit, not on me. But an amazing thing, it gets to drip on something other than me for a change. So this is the canister that the filter goes in. Past that, I hold that. And then this is the actual filter. Pop that down. And this one doesn't look that bad. Alright, so we're doing the Westerbeke inline engine filter. I just wanted to show you the difference between the clean and the dirty. And I wanted to show you the 2 new O-rings, because as I go to put this back together, you won't be able to see any of it. So I'm just going to tell you up here. The little O-ring goes in here. There's basically a pipe that sticks down in here, and the O-ring makes the connection between that pipe and this fitting. And when we pulled this off, the old O-ring stayed on that little nipple or pipe. So you need to reach up with your thumbnail and get that off. This is the O-ring that goes at the very top, so when the canister screws on, so when this canister goes back on, there's a little ring that slides up over here, screws on. This one goes right here, and when we pulled it apart, the old one didn't come off there either. So you just need to watch and make sure that you get the old O-rings off, because if you have 2 O-rings, it's going to leak like a sieve. It'll be bad. I wouldn't recommend using the old O-rings because you got new ones that come for free in the kit. So just make sure you get those old ones off and put the new ones on. So just a quick little thing. Like I said, you won't be able to see it when we're going back together, but Wanted to make sure that you know that, because it's really easy, but forgetting it, really embarrassing. And that's it. All right. So we cleaned this thing, and it's very important to clean this thing. If there's any moisture down there, you'll get particles of rust. This one had quite a bit of full-blown water down there. So we spent a fair bit of time cleaning, re-cleaning, re-cleaning, and re-cleaning again until we stopped getting any kind of disgustingness out of there. And now there is the nipple or the pipe that this will go onto. You don't want to do a big lubricating thing, but you want these washers to go on smoothly, so I just put a tiny little bit of lube on there because the diesel's going to wash it all off. We don't want to get a bunch of stuff in our diesel fuel, but at the same time, while we're mounting this, we don't want to tear them either, so we just do a really, really, really thin coat of motor oil just to make sure that it doesn't tear when we're putting it together. And then you won't be able to see it in the video, but I'm just going to slide this up over the tube or the nipple, and it will sit there all on its own. And then this washer sits on top of here. The screw ring slides up, and you just screw it all back together. I wish I could show you all that coolness, but it's actually really easy. The only other thing that we're going to do, and Whitey might video it, once this is on and it's staying, we will fill this with 7/8 full with diesel fuel, so that the system doesn't have to pull as much air through it to be able to get it all sorted out. And as this goes in, it'll go to completely full. Might even spill a tiny little bit. Have the paper towel under it. And then that's it. Make it easier for the fuel system to prime. And then we will prime and fire our diesel and be able to get to full RPMs. The reason we were doing this and the other filter changes was we could not get to full RPMs, and this is a very common cause of not being able to get to full RPMs. So it's been a pleasure. Whitey might sneak over my shoulder and shoot some video without me knowing about it, but otherwise this is the end of the video. You know how to take her apart, clean her up, put her back together, and have fun with your boat. Okay, so Whitey, our producer, has decided that you should see the rest of this. So our O-ring is inside there. If you want, you can reach up and feel there's a little indentation where that O-ring is going to snap, sort of snap in. So this is just really an easy thing. You reach down, line that thing, you push it up, you'll feel a tiny little snap. It'll just sit there. That's it. It'll sit there till the end of time. And then you have your trusty assistant pass this to you. Our O-ring, which was lightly lubricated, is right here. And you can see we've got some diesel fuel in there. And we're just gonna slide, ease on down the road. Make this look really easy, like we're professionals. Wait a minute, we are professionals. I like to keep the label out. And then just twist this puppy. Once it's got a ring or two on, alignment is everything. And once you have the alignment, which takes a little bit sometimes, don't be offended if it takes more than a little bit sometimes, because it's tiny little threads and has to be perfectly aligned. And something about hoses like to kink and cords like to tangle, and threads, yeah, they just don't always like to line up. So you can twist that thing around until it does its thing, and I may even tell Whitey to turn it off so you don't get bored senseless watching me line this up. But don't be offended if it takes you a second to line it up.